Are leaders born, or can leaders be created? Can you teach a young man to become a leader? Can you coach him? Can you train him to be a leader? What makes a good leader? Do situations create leaders, or leaders create situations? Most of you may have pondered about these things, but may not have found answers to it. Today on Youth Express, we discuss creating young leaders. And who better to discuss this with than somebody who made a leader out of himself, somebody who has thought about it, somebody who has trained people to be leaders. We have a guest from far away. We have a guest from Sharjah. We have Excellency Dr. Rashid Aleem. Rashid, welcome to Cochin.
Thank you.
You know, they say Cochin is the queen of the Arabian Sea.
Very well.
We have these historic links between Cochin and Arabia.
Exactly.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
And we have three young guests today to discuss this. And our first young guest is Nuthan. Do you think leaders can be created?
Leaders can definitely be created. It is a biochemical combination within the body. If you can increase your testosterone level and you can reduce your cortisol level, your own leadership skills can definitely be enhanced.
That's very interesting. Our second young guest is a young man who has won a lot of awards, Ansef. You know Dr. Aleem very well.
Yeah, I know him.
What do you think makes him a good leader?
I know him from last 2-3 years.
Right. What makes him a good leader?
He's very much dedicated, and moreover that he have certain qualities, and I think he had done a lot of sacrifice.
Thank you so much. And our third young guest is Dolly. You think you can train me to be a leader?
Yes, a leader can be trained. However, it is his self-deliberate efforts that makes him a leader.
Deliberate efforts make a person a leader.
Excellent.
Who is a leader, Doctor?
A leader is a person lives among us. A leader is a person lives with a direction. A leader is a person lives with burning desire inside him or her to make a difference in the globe. A leader is a person who has the human touch, moves him around, and that is the main quality, I would say.
When you took over as Director General of the Hamadiya Free Zone, right, I believe there were just 78 ventures in it.
Exactly.
Today there are over 5,500 ventures.
Right.
You are a leader. How did you become this?
Well, as I said earlier, leadership is a position about direction, a position about what's called the true north. To me, leadership is about the true vision. A lot of talk has been made about the true vision, but true vision to me consists of two things to make a real good leaders. First, you need to have your mind, because you need to strategize your thinking. You need to think forward. At the same time, you need to have your heart working together with the mind, and I call this the timeless principle each one of us has in his or her. So when you have the two things together, the mind and the heart, and they synergize, then you get really an extraordinary result. And this is what has been happening. So I have the mind where you think, and I have the heart where you have the principles, or the timeless principles working together.
Young people, you think anybody can become a leader? Are there some qualities you require to be a leader? Dolly?
I think, like we always talk about, leaders are born or they are made. I think it's a mixture of both. There are some leaders who genetically acquire leadership qualities, from their predecessors. But then mostly leaders are made. That's what I feel. Like he said, it's a compilation with your heart and mind. So talking anatomically and psychologically, that makes a leader.
I agree with her more than in one way. But I would also add on to it that as a leader, whether you're born or you've acquired, you need to know where you're going. Only then can you take somebody there. Otherwise, it's not a sustainable proposition. You might fool somebody for some
You must have a vision, isn't it?
Yeah, by all means.
To be a leader.
Yes, by all means. Well, leadership is about creating two things. Leadership is about creating the mental vision which is called, or the mental creation, which we call it the vision, and the physical creation, which is called the vision. And you need to communicate your vision to be a mission. And this is why they say the great leaders are a great communicator. Because if you want really, for example, to be one of the best companies here in Cochin, that you need to be ranked #1, for example, in the coming 10 years. We call this vision. This vision is a mental creation. It is in your mind. It's not but no one else in minds. So it is your job as a leader to communicate the vision to your colleagues, to your friends, and to your employees, to make sure that it become a mission, a statement. And this is where the misconception happening. People, they're mixing up between the vision and how that vision could be a mission. Actually, the mission is the outcome of the vision. And that is where people should focus, yes.
So the vision is where you want to be,
right,
20 years down the line.
Exactly.
It's something far ahead.
Right.
And the mission is how you get there.
Right. Exactly.
The vehicle that takes you.
The vehicle takes you there with your principles, yes.
And communication is very important. You got to be communicative to reach there.
Communication is a very important tool. A leader has to be honest. He has to communicate transparently. He'll have to make sure his followers get what he's walking onto. The vision is what makes a leader. So he'll have to be transparently following a vision.
Ansif, you agree to that?
The followers should acknowledge the leader. That's more important, because there are many leaders, but
how do you get the leaders to acknowledge you as a leader? I want my followers to acknowledge me, but they are not.
It's from your qualities, how you are performing, how you are communicating, how you are guiding. Like instead of giving a fish, you should teach how to fish.
Right.
Excellency.
Right.
How do you get your followers to follow you?
Walk the talk. You know, people waiting for your actions. Okay. They want to see whatever you're talking, you're preaching, right, you're doing. Yes. So this is the first sign how people will really be attracted and live your vision or follow you as
they
a follower.
They believe you can change things.
Exactly. I mean, you make a difference not only on yourself, but with them, with the society.
So you not only have to talk,
right,
but you have to be able to walk the talk.
Exactly, exactly.
But then if you have to talk, Nutan, then how do shy people communicate? Can shy people become leaders? Because they can't talk, they are scared. A camera and they...
A person who has a vision, but can delegate, can execute, can also become a leader. There is a concept called the first follower. If you can inspire one person, even though you are shy, to make that person, activated, then the followers would start. You would still be the leader. Maybe not the forefront, maybe a step back, but you still the leader.
Is that true?
Yeah, I agree on that. Like if few people are sitting in a meeting, so it should be like that. If somebody comes and asks, who is the leader among this? Okay, it should be like that.
Oh, I'll come to you.
Right.
You think you had a first follower, Rashid?
Right, right.
Who was your first follower? Or it was a group of followers? It did not be one person, it can be a group.
Well, when I took over and entered the organization, that was March 2000 when I stepped in the office, and that was precisely 11th of March 2000 when I came in that position. I felt so inspired personally, and I know that I'm going to be faced with a tough challenge because I'll be leading a group of 300 people at the same time at one go. So to convince them, you need to show them your qualities, your leadership qualities, and you need, again, as they say, it's not lip services. It's basically is an action which you do. So when I started first, inviting them in my office, and says, the top senior manager says, okay, listen, I'm not going to influence you with my style or my leadership, but what I'm here, I'm a person like you coming for this position for the first time, so I cannot do it alone. I need your support, and this is the best thing you can tell the people. People think that leadership is a position, someone who sits in the big office in that corner and difficult to come through or even to penetrate. Right, the firewall which he has sometimes. So when they felt, no, this is a person who speaks a very common language, very peaceful, and he's inviting them to come to join him on the leadership role, then my position was much easier.
Yeah, one thing I would like to emphasize on, as he said, when he requests them to support him, one thing that he portrays being a leader is humbleness.
Humility.
It's a very
yes, very much.
Is that an important factor for a leader?
By all means, yes.
Is this humility a projected humility, or
no,
do you really have to be humble?
You have to, really.
Otherwise they'll catch on.
Yeah, one day you'll be caught.
You can't fake humility for a longer time.
Yeah.
tell
And when
me.
we talk about the communicators being leaders being communicators, it's not all about talking. It's about walking the talk, like he said.
Humility is something that's very important, and if you look at it as a person, if a person is humble, has the human touch, we say that they have high on oxytocin. Okay, so things that project oxytocin, and we are animals in one level. Okay, we respond to that. So even if that person doesn't speak anything, just because that person is producing a lot of oxytocin, we go ahead along with those person. These are the people who can, create a team.